Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming to our first SSHP lunch meeting of the semester. My name is Grace and I am the president of SSHP. SSHP stands for the Student Society of Health Systems Pharmacists, and we are an organization that's dedicated to helping the students, you guys, learn more about hospital pharmacy, clinical pharmacy, as well as residencies.
Hi guys, we just finished up doing a video, just like a Q&A pharmacy school edition. Now we want to go over the organization we're in. Just to introduce Grace again, this is Grace Chang. She is a third-year pharmacy student. Actually, I could just pretty much call you a fourth-year student now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I haven't gone through these finals
Oh
yet,
yeah, that's true, that's true. Okay, today I want to talk more about SSHP. So SSHP is the student version of ASHP. Do you want to give a little background about SSHP?
Yeah, so SSHP stands for Student Society of Health Systems Pharmacists, and there's basically all these different student chapters that are a part of the national chapter of the American Society of Health Systems Pharmacists. And
It's always something you butcher.
Yeah. And
that like runs like residencies, like what would you say ASHP is?
Yeah, they're huge. Like they run the whole match program, which is like matching the students up to the pharmacists up to the residency program. They do a whole bunch of big conferences. The biggest one is probably mid-year.
Yeah.
They have this huge, what is it called?
Like booths kind of maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been, but from what I know, it's just to get to know different residency programs because there's different representatives that are going to be there. And there's a ton of booths, right? Like one from every residency program?
Yeah, it's the Residency Showcase.
Showcase.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then it's like huge. It's a 2-day event, like all these different hospitals, all these different residency programs and fellowships that they come in and showcase their hospital and their program, and you basically, as a third or fourth year students, they prefer to talk to fourth years, so on the rotations, you get to go up and talk to the residents, talk to the program directors about their program. So that's one of the major things that ESHP puts on.
Okay. So would you say like SSHP pretty much prepares you for like mid-year? Like what do you think they're like there's a lot of things we do actually. I should know these goals. It was in my speech.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're, aside from ACCP, which is
that's more specialized.
Yeah, it's
like
for
a PGY2.
Yeah, it's I don't even know what ACCP stands for.
There's so many acronyms in pharmacy school, like
it's American College of Clinical Pharmacy or something.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but they're like,
which is a lot easier than saying SSHP. I'm like,
yeah, I agree. Yeah, but I think we're the biggest like hospital pharmacy organization compared to.
Yeah, because I mean we're more general PGY1 stuff, and I feel like they're more specialized PGY2.
I don't know. I don't think I would say that. I think that's what I thought at first.
Okay.
Like, but I think we're pretty like they pretty much cover it all. Because if you go talk to these programs, like they offer a lot of opportunities for the students to talk up to like PGY1, PGY2 residents.
Okay. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So yeah. Oh, so I was just I forgot to give a good background. So pretty much in pharmacy school, it's kind of like clubs you would say that's in like undergrad, like you like pre-pharmacy club, things like that. But it's a lot more than just that. So there's a bunch of different organizations. There's like a community one like NCPA. There's like pediatrics for like pediatrics. There's a bunch of them, and like SSHP is one big one at our school because it represents like a hospital for our organizations. And then we have ACCP, which isn't at all schools. I feel like SSHP is probably more popular for most schools.
It's, that's what I thought too, but some schools, their ACCP is bigger.
Oh, really?
ACCP is bigger, yeah.
Oh.
Like, I heard that their SSHP isn't as active as their SCCP.
Oh, okay.
But our SCCP just got started like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, so it was a brand new organization.
Yeah.
At our university. So.
Okay. Yeah. So, and if you're not in pharmacy school or if you're already from school, you already know. But organizations is a huge thing in pharmacy school. And when you are in pharmacy school, a huge thing is to get involved. It makes you build your character, but also helps you with your CV also. I feel like being involved makes you more active but personable, can carry conversations. It makes you learn a lot too. There's a lot of things you learn not inside the classroom from organizations, I feel.
Yeah.
So let me just introduce, so for SSHP, during orientation week for our program, they introduce the organizations, and there's like PowerPoints, it tells you all about it, there's like speakers and things. And I remember writing down SSHP because I was interested in hospital. So after that, you guys threw a barbecue, so we had that to meet like the e-board, and I mean, it was more for just like to meet, just to introduce like first year students, like you guys do that. But
everybody wants to like showcase their club and like get the most members. So that was our way of
so we did that. Thing is, like when you first start pharmacy school, you feel really overwhelmed with all the organizations that are thrown at you. There's so many opportunities, but that's the best time to jump at it too, because being president for most organizations is only available first year. I mean, there's some that like you can do it second year. You don't have to do president-elect. But for SSHP, you do have, if you want to be president, you have to run for president-elect first, which is what I'm doing now. And when I started pharmacy school, Grace was current president, and right now Tiffany is the current president. So I'm working under her, and Tiffany's working under you. What I was surprised with for president-elect was I didn't understand what it was at first. I was like, I don't understand how it's a 2-year commitment, but it's understandable because we do so much, or you guys do so much as presidents. So I think it's good to have that 1 year of shadowing. So that's what we're pretty much doing. We're shadowing, going to any meetings they need to go to, getting CC'd in all the emails that are sent out in relation to SSHP. We have student council meetings, which all the presidents and president-elects goes to. So when you're committing to being a president in an organization, it is a huge commitment. But it opens doors, you know, you meet a lot of people too. Do you remember when you first ran for president? Like, you said you were kind of confused too, right?
Yeah, I wasn't sure like how much of a commitment it would be. I think that was my biggest worry, like having to balance out all this extra stuff on top of like a busy academic schedule.
And people are kind of like, people who watch my vlogs too, they're kind of like, how are you involved with school and stuff, you know? But it actually makes pharmacy school more enjoyable, I feel like.
There's a lot of perks to being like, you do a lot more work, you put in a lot more time, like after classes on the weekends, and I tell people it's almost like a part-time job. And I think any good president would vouch for that, right? That's
a good description.
So this is your first semester as president-elect, right? Or second semester?
Well, I was elected last semester, but we didn't really do anything yet. Like, we didn't even have our first e-board meeting.
I would say that this first semester is like a lot of watching and a lot of, you know, of course there's a lot of stuff that you need to do so, but it's a lot more like shadowing and just picking up on like what the president does. But right now, like Tiffany is like doing most of the work, right? You would say? But next semester, like after our interprofessional clinical skills competition, which is, you could probably explain that.
So this current semester is actually this week, in a couple of days, we're having an interprofessional clinical skills competition. So we're pretty much recruiting every first years from every college of our health science colleges. So like College of Nursing, Med, Public Health, and Pharmacy. So we're gonna group them into their own teams. That's gonna have one from each like profession, and we have professors come in as judges, first year professors that will ask questions, and it's gonna be like a Jeopardy style game. It's supposed to be more fun. It sounds serious, but it's actually well, I mean, I haven't experienced it, but it sounds fun to me.
It's so much fun. It's like so intimidating at first because I think everyone's thoughts are like, we don't know enough. Like, we're all just first years. We're all like, oh, this college is going to know a lot more than our college. But you'll see when it comes together, they really start working as a team. And like, that's why it's such a big deal. That's why we call it like interprofessional critical skills competition, because
I love it.
Like you get to know, like instead of being competitive with the other colleges, you're literally being competitive together against the other team. So like,
but it really like gives you an idea on this, because this is ultimately what we're going to be doing.
Exactly. Like this, you know, when you go out in the workforce, you're going to have to work with other healthcare professionals, and I don't know, it's just when it all just works out and like everything comes together, it's just like an intense game, and everyone is just like so wrapped up into it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So president-elect, also Erin, what's the title name for
So
that?
she's the Interprofessional Clinical Skills Competition Chair.
Okay. Yeah, that's a long name. That's
that chair at the end of the whole competition.
Yeah. Okay, so I work along with the chair coordinator to recruit all these people, to recruit professors, to find people who will donate to our, because we're also getting donations for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And then we're doing like gift baskets and like there's a whole lot of planning that goes into it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've been reaching out to like first year nursing students, medical students, like trying to recruit, like come on, like emailing their professors, and once the professor sends out the email, like it fills up so fast.
Yeah, and all these questions, so it's okay. So there's 4 teams of 4 people, and on each team is a medical student, nursing student, pharmacy student, and public health students. And then they're playing a Jeopardy game with questions that are basically donated or like given by professors from every single college. So this is stuff that people learn as first years in their college, basically.
You went to like 2 competitions already.
Yeah.
Right? I haven't been to any, so I'm like, I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, so you're basically, so people are like kind of intimidated, but it's like these questions are being asked by your own professors, you know? There's medical school professors, nursing, pharmacy, public health. So
they're probably like, you should know this. If nobody answers, like, you should know it.
And you'll see that. So the judges, to decide, you know, whether the answer is within the range of like accuracy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They judge like, okay, say I don't even have like good. Okay, so if the answer is like, what is diabetes? Type 1 diabetes, and if they just say like what is diabetes, the judges will decide whether or not to give it to them, because there's type 1, type 2.
Oh, okay, I see.
You know.
Yeah.
So
would you say like pharmacy questions threw you off? Like, was there anything that you're like, or was it stuff you felt prepared for?
Yeah, if anything.
Because I think didn't you compete in one? I saw you in a picture.
I didn't compete.
Oh.
I
thought I saw you sitting with the team in a picture.
No, I was like walking around and like I was doing the buzzer system. Oh, okay. There's a buzzer. Yeah. Okay. And I would say that the questions were like, I thought I wasn't gonna know anything, you know. I think as a first year, you really underestimate yourself. You underestimate like what you're learning in your courses. But like, so a lot of the questions, I was like, I know this. Even from a lot of like the nursing questions were like, oh really? Yeah, I'm like, hey, I actually know this.
Oh, that's good.
So
okay. So it shouldn't be something you're intimidated by.
Yeah, it's stuff that you've been learning, and if it's not something that you've personally been learning, one of your other team members should have learned.
Yeah. So. Okay. All right, so that is one huge thing that we do. I guess the next thing we do in the organization is the Residency Showcase.
Yes.
So we
mentor-mentee barbecue. So the elect is the duty of the president-elect to put on a mentor-mentee barbecue, which is basically an event for incoming P1s, first years, to get paired up with an upperclassman, either a P2, P3, or even a P4 that's in town still for their rotations, to kind of just pick their brains. So you're meeting them at this barbecue, and they've had basically, you know, minimum a year's experience, and they're able to tell you like what you're expecting, what you could expect in your future years,
which is great because you're giving them a familiar face to find in the hallway.
Yeah, and then when you see it, you know, when you see them, like, so when you email them, or when Tiffany emailed like the second years, their advice is like, you know, this is not just a one-time thing. When you see them in the hallways, make sure like you still say hi to them, like keep that connection going, exchange emails, so you can kind of still have that relationship with this upperclassman. But I think it's just a great opportunity because we hold it the weekend before actual didactics classes start. So we have a week of orientation, and then the weekend, and then your first week of class. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah, so it's between the first year of orientation, and then that is that weekend before actual classes start. So it's a great opportunity for you to talk to like start a conversation with your classmates too, because you've only met them for a week in class. So if there's you guys ever see any opportunities
week of school. Like I know some people struggle like making friends the first week of school, especially if you're not from the state, you're not coming from, you don't have any friends that came in with you. But if there's opportunities like that, just jump at it, because that's what I did. Like I didn't know anybody, and I was just like, I think I'll do it. I wasn't sure either, but I went, and then I feel like I saw some familiar faces after that. Yeah. So it helps a lot.
Yeah. And I don't know, who is your oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I talked to my mentor like through the rest. Really? Yeah, mine was Betty, and she was just like so great. And like every time in the hallways, like she would ask me on my exams, and then she would be like, okay, this is what you need to expect, this is what you need to focus on. Good. And like just keep me updated. So I just take all the opportunities, and plus it was free. You get a free burger, like
it's a barbecue. Meal. Yeah. Whatever was there. What if other programs do that?
I talked to some other schools when I went to the ASHP summer meeting, and I don't think they were thinking about starting it up, but yeah.
There's a summer meeting?
Yeah. So you'll be going to that.
So that's a barbecue. Because from here on out, I'm not sure because I haven't went through it yet. Yeah. So the first thing or the next thing is showcase, would you say? Yeah. And then we already started doing meetings for the showcase.
Really?
Well, we started.
Oh, yeah, because it's April already. Yeah. Well, so there's like a couple of other major events that we put on, but like in between there's lunch meetings, and then your guys' e-board meetings too. And that takes up a lot of time. Yeah.
So e-board meetings, we
executive. I didn't even know what e-board stood for like my first year. It stands for executive board. Okay.
I know too now.
I was like, what is electronic board? Like, what you're like, are we like doing this all online? Yeah, executive board, and basically it's just like your entire board of like members that ran for their positions to
like put on vice president, treasurer, like president-elect, president. It's like all of us, we meet about, I would say like once a month. Yeah. Yeah. And then we just talk about, it's mostly the president, like just, making sure everything is in line and like updating everyone on everything and like just making sure we have good communication. And then aside from that, we have about 2 to 3 lunch meetings every year, or no, semester. Yeah, so every semester we have 3 lunch meetings, which the organizations throw, and like they recruit a speaker, the pharmacist, or somebody who's gonna come to speak at our meeting, and we hold like free lunch, and the students can come have lunch and then also listen to our speaker that day.
Yeah, and their speakers range from like first year PGY1 residents at local hospitals. Like first year we had people from like the University Hospital, our hospital, and some other hospital. It's just the first year residents to come and talk to us about the application process, forecasts, how they matched, and like what they're doing. Cool. I really like that as a panel, and like you have just people asking questions on the mic, and it was really great because it's like, when do you ever really get the chance to talk to a resident aside from like rotations and stuff like that? And what else? There was like,
it's like, isn't it? It's based on who the president-elect recruits to.
Or president.
Or president. Yeah, the president. Yeah.
And I think my second or one of them I put on was just like residency board directors. So we had, so the president before me, when I was elected, put on a board of residency director. So they had like an ambulatory care clinic director come in, ambulatory care residency director come in. They had like PGY1 program director, PGY2 come in and talk on a panel. I had an emergency pharmacist come in and talk to us and just tell us about what their job entails.
And I need to since I moved for pharmacy school, I need to speak to more pharmacists so I can start recruiting soon. Or is that the correct word, recruiting?
Yeah, ask them to come to these meetings because you want to get, you just really, you want to get, as president, you want a lot of people to come and you want them to feel.
And I feel like it's funny because as a member of an organization, that you mostly see lunch meetings. That's all you really see. But there's so many things behind the scenes that we do also. Yeah. But usually the most you see out of organizations, if you're not involved, is you see lunch meetings and then you see the type of pharmacists or residents that come speak.
Yeah. I know some people that just come for the food.
Yeah.
Because it's a free meal. They're like, what are they having today? And they'll come based on if it's like pizza or not pizza.
There's a lot of pizza in pharmacy school.
Yeah.
Don't come and if you say you're gonna come because we order food off of money that we raise too from like fundraisers and things, which I didn't know. I thought that everything was fun. I'm like, and then when I came in, I saw like, we raised the money for everything.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The e-board definitely has a huge like role in raising money and like just holding the club together.
Yeah.
Like it's just the whole entire e-board. Like, yeah.
I think the one frustrating thing that's going on right now is that like a lot of people RSVP because it's sent out by Facebook invites.
Yeah.
And then like people RSVP and don't go. So there's a lot of extra food and a lot of money spent.
Yeah. That's I think that's most frustrating for just the president.
Yeah.
Because you see like your peers RSVP and then you see them in class that day and then you're like, oh, are you gonna come to a meeting later? And they're like, no, I brought my lunch. Or like, I'm gonna go to the library. And they're like, damn it, you just wasted $10 for my club.
Oh yeah. But people don't know.
Yeah, they don't. So next thing I guess would be the preceptor showcase, which the president puts on. And so what we do is that we rent out like a huge ballroom in the student union and we get tables and like poster boards to bring in all these different residency programs.
Are the poster boards like the names of like the residencies or something?
Yeah, so the poster board, it could be just like, I don't know, it could be like a picture of the hospital and like everything that all the residency programs that they like offer, and then how many beds the hospital is, like is it care, is it like so like we bring in like the VA, we bring in local hospitals, community hospitals, we bring like there's like this clinic, I don't remember, I wish I remember what kind of clinic it was, but I think either like a cancer, like an outpatient cancer clinic or something, like I wish I remember, but they were from Alaska. They flew in all the way from Alaska.
Yeah. So most of the showcase preceptor things are in our state. But I mean, I'm not sure how they're supposed to do it. But yeah, we're mostly recruiting for it's our own little in-state mid-year.
Yeah.
How many programs would you say?
Average like 35
That's
to
a lot.
40. That's a lot.
Yeah. When I saw the list, I was like, "That's not many residency programs in here."
Yeah. There's a good amount, and it's such a great opportunity. I know ours was held on a Monday after like 9 hours of classes, and people were really frustrated, like because it was my year's. Third years had to go. It's put on for the third years.
Is it required for 3 years to go?
Yeah, it's required for the third years to go. It's optional for the fourth years.
Okay.
And then first years and second years, they aren't really allowed in.
Oh, they're not?
No. So you really
we have to plan it, but then do we get
you get to go on? Yeah, of course you get to go because you get to see it and you'll help out with it. But like they really are like want to give this opportunity to third years and fourth years to see like which APP rotation they would want to be at, which are your fourth year advanced clinical rotations for your fourth year. Which site you would want to be at, whether you want to do community or hospital or AmCare as your elective for your fourth year rotations, or like which hospitals, which sites offer like residency programs or fellowships and like stuff like that. So
which I'm sure is really helpful, especially like because you don't know what's out there.
No, people were like thanking. People came up and like thanked me afterwards. At first they were complaining and they're like, "Oh my god, like why do we have to go on a Monday?"
Yeah,
I'm like, that's the only day the ballroom was available.
We started a meeting and we were talking about days that were good for because we were trying to look at third year's schedule to see when they would have class
that
or something like that.
Should be number one thing. Yeah. I know a lot of it goes, when you're going to a showcase, all you see are like all the sites, tables, poster boards. But then like you don't understand like the president, they have to order the food. They have to get not the president, you have a whole team to do this. But last year we collaborated with our SSHP.
We're doing that this year too.
Okay, great. Yeah. It was really good for like on both ends. But you have to get parking tickets for the preceptors. You have to order the food. You have to
That's
make
so
sure
much.
the tables, like enough tables. You have to make sure there are enough poster boards.
Mhm.
Most of all, you have to get the right date for the ballroom.
Yeah.
And
And
then
there's so much conflict when it comes to a date, because like when can other people make it? When can students make it? When is a good? I mean,
yeah. And you have to see which ones are coming. You have to organize which table they're going to be at, which ones need a poster board, and then you have to email all these sites to let them know where it is. And I think that's just the hardest part, like getting them to RSVP, like seeing how many people are going to come, like what they need.
And you plan this like way over a year in advance.
Yeah.
Like over a year in advance, right?
Yeah. So you start planning in April, and it's not until October. So
so
it's
it's
upcoming October before the year
I thought it
ends.
was like over the year. Okay.
No. But yeah, it's a really great opportunity, and like students that end up going to it say that they've learned a lot.
And I learned too that, I mean, we get grants for this too, but that it's funded from us too, right? For something.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. And then I forgot you have to apply for a grant to like pay for everything.
Yeah.
You know? So the president has to do that. I have to fill out the whole entire application, try to get money to like replenish the account. But the collaboration is with our college, with SSHP and then SCCP. So 3 major like organizations.
You said SSHP, SCCP, what was the third one?
And then the College of Pharmacy.
Oh,
the University College of Pharmacy, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. Like, yeah, we already started our first meeting like last month or something like that.
How'd it go?
It was cool, but I felt like there was already like things we were concerned about. So I'm like, how are we gonna resolve that?
Oh yeah. It's just a lot more goes into it than I think most people would expect.
Yeah.
But it's super worthwhile for the students, and not every college gets that opportunity. Not all the students like from other colleges get that opportunity. So if you have it at your school, definitely like make it worthwhile. Like actually talk to the sites, actually have questions to,
because they came all the way from where?
Yeah, they come from out of town. They came from like all these different places, and it's basically a smaller version of mid-year. And like
that's pretty much what they call it. Yeah,
mid-year is like over $300, not including the ticket, which depending on where it is, you know, plane ticket or drive, it's like easily over $500, right? And you're getting it free. With free refreshments at our college, at least. So it's a really good opportunity.
Yeah, so that's huge. I'm excited for that, to experience that.
It's really
I thought it was just like open for everyone to come. I didn't know it was like mandatory.
It's mandatory for 3rd years, and then the 4th years come.
Okay, so the camera cut off, but I think we finished up talking about the showcase, and the next event SSHP holds is the Residency Roundtable.
Yeah. So this is a way smaller event than the Preceptor Showcase, because Preceptor Showcase is like the entire 3rd year class, and on top of that, some of the 4th years that want to come. But this is like literally, there's 6 round tables of 2 preceptors. So I would say 12 preceptors in total from like local hospitals and like ambulatory care clinics and like the University Medical Center. So it's a really intimate setting compared to that of the Preceptor Showcase. And so the whole setup is, okay, so you have 2 preceptors at each table, and depending on how many people sign up for the event, you have a certain number of students at each table, and you're basically getting that like one-on-one question and answer with a residency director, program director.
Is it kind of like, remember that meeting we had with like the leader committee of our program? I remember you were wearing black scrubs that day.
Black scrubs.
It was like, it was like a leadership meeting or something, and there was like alumni from our school or people who donated to our school.
Oh, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, but these are like residency directors and like APP preceptors.
Okay.
And you just basically, and it's such a good like variety. You have like I said, the University Medical Center. You have like 2 local hospitals, 2 of the other local hospitals. You have the nearest like nonprofit ambulatory care clinic on top of that.
And you do all the recruiting.
Yeah, you have to do all the recruiting. Faculty members that practice in the University Medical Center, and you literally get so much time. You get, I think, 15 minutes at each table to just ask them questions. And these are like your professors that teach you. These are going to be people that like are going to be your preceptors. So it's a really good opportunity.
Yeah. And this is open to all.
This is open to everybody, so I don't know why more people don't sign up. Like last year, we only had like 20-something people sign up.
Is it mostly third years who usually signs up?
A lot of first year, I was surprised because a lot of first years would come.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, I think I've had some people told me that, like after talking to them, like I was more confident in going into hospital direction or in clinical, like pharmacy and residency. As opposed to community.
And do you think some of the people will be the same people that come from the showcase too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of the preceptors at
like,
the showcase,
you're working my hours.
yeah, they're all another great thing is about this position is that you make a lot of connections with these established practitioners, and they get familiarized with you like our SSHP faculty advisor is like the residency program director at our University Medical Center.
Yeah, I saw it. Was it for pharmacy or medical?
It's for pharmacy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for pharmacy. So he literally is one of the people, like one of the members to interview people who apply for residency at.
So after working with him for so many years, you're gonna see him in an interview?
I mean, if I get the interview, it's such a great opportunity because I literally went into his office one day. We were talking about like our next event, and we just started up a conversation about like where I wanted to end up, and I asked him all these questions. Like I literally asked him, like, so like, what do you look for? What do you look for?
Let me get some interview questions.
Yeah, no, and he was so helpful. Not that he was like giving away like all the top secrets. That he was like, there's a certain amount of points that you get for certain parts of your residency application. And so I was like, okay, well, like his grades like a huge part, and he's like, it's all weighed out. It's not like one thing is going to like completely just cut your chances.
Someone told me recently that statistically people who matched versus didn't match, that they had the same amount of extracurriculars. Did you ever hear that being present gives significant points?
Yeah. Wait, so people that didn't match and people that matched, they had the same amount of like involvement and like positions
so like
that?
Yeah, so in a way they were saying that extracurriculars don't matter as much.
Okay.
I mean, you hear one versus the other all the time.
Yeah, I hear both. I always hear people just tell me like, you got it, like you've got this in the bag because like, you're so involved. And I was like, okay, but you don't know what my grades are.
Yeah.
You don't know how, like you don't really know how someone's gonna interview. You don't know, like, I don't know. It's just like so many different factors, but that is true because I know a lot of people that like, okay, so I know people that are in Rokai that didn't match. Like, I know people that were presidents of organizations that didn't match. And then,
so it's pretty much like, don't just be significant in one area.
Yeah, don't put all your effort in just like one area. You should just like balance is key. Consistency.
Show that you're well-rounded, just like applying to pharmacy school.
Yeah, exactly. I know some people that weren't involved that matched.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
One thing that I did hear though from our mock interviews, we had mock interviews for the fourth years when we were for one of our classes. So we had to interview like a fourth year student along with a preceptor, and it was mandatory from one of our classes last year. And one of the things that we heard from the program director or the preceptor that was like putting on this mock interview is that like interview is like so big.
But the thing is, you have to get to the interview first, though.
Yeah, so like if you have
your paper needs to look good too.
Yeah, so in order for you to get the interview first, you need to like.
I'm confident in the interview, but like, I think I got it with the interview, but before that.
getting the interview is big because like that means you look good on paper. But looking good on paper is like.
They're gonna pick the person who's most like personable and like they want to work with, because ultimately that's who they're gonna be working with.
I know people that had, you know, really good work ethics in their rotations that like really, you know, shined in rotations, but then when they went into an interview, like they froze. And that sucks because it's like you put in so much work during out these entire 3rd years, but to let one interaction, like your first impression, like ruin it for you.
I can see that happening too, for me too.
It really sucks because and that means that you just need to practice. Like whether it's like setting up a camera like this and then like rewatching yourself or having your friend ask you questions. Like
I did so many mock interviews before pharmacy school.
It's so helpful because it just helps things like flow, just be fluent and like flow off your tongue. So. I would definitely recommend that. Yeah, interview portion is huge. Yeah. It's like if you interview well and you already got that interview it's like you most likely have it in the bag.
Yeah, that's one of the statistics too.
Yeah.
I hear. So was that one of the last thing, or no, so the last thing we do, we were off topic, but I think that's great to know also. But the last thing we do, major thing, is the election.
Oh yeah,
SSHP.
Election meeting.
Yeah.
So that's something that you have to do. So throughout your year, your entire year of president-elect, the president is the one who brings in the guest speakers for the lunch meetings. But this last lunch meeting is the election meeting where you have to recruit the president-elect, recruits people to run for the executive board for the following year. So you're the person that's this is the first meeting that you like basically put on by yourself.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So you have to make the ballots, you have to recruit the members, you have to send them like an informational email, you have to host the meeting, introduce yourself, you have to make a PowerPoint for all the people running, you have to give them instructions, what to wear, how long their speech is, you have to like hold up signs for them to
Oh my god, when I was doing like the thing that day, I don't remember if I didn't have my glasses on.
Yeah.
I don't think I had my glasses on, so and I was like, oh, it's better if people are blurry, then I won't be scared or something like that. And then like that day, I think it was Jonah and Spencer holding the things, and like I couldn't even. I was like, why are they keep waving these papers at me? I don't know, or something like that. And it was actually giving me like a 1 minute
warning,
or whatever warning.
You have to make a 2-minute speech if you're running against somebody. If you're running unopposed, you just give a 1 minute speech. You know, thanking them for the position. But
and I feel like I went to a couple meetings, election meetings, and ours was like decked out full compared to the other ones. So I was excited to be this full classroom.
Yeah,
so
it's a really our position was like it's really sought after, and you know, and plus our election meeting is like in the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah,
as opposed to like later
when everyone falls out.
Yeah, so we had a lot of spots that had multiple candidates running.
So I mean, Grace did all of that, everything we already described. She's done. She's like, I'm out, I'm done.
I heard she's doing great though. I heard she's killing the game.
That's what to come for me next. And so if you guys aren't seeing me at all, that's probably why.
She's putting in work because Tiffany's gonna put you to work.
Yeah, but there's a lot to do, and I'm excited. I'm excited to like meet people and like do all these things. It sounds exciting. It sounds like a lot, but it's like exciting.
Yeah, it's so worthwhile. I remember during my president-elect year, I was like, what is going on? Like, why the heck did I sign up for this?
Yeah.
But I just look back and I think about all the things I've gained, all the people that I've met. Like, I wasn't a great public speaker to start off with. I was really nervous. Like, you should have heard me. Like, people were like, does this girl even speak English? Like, is she okay? I was so nervous. I would, like, stutter and, like, couldn't get the words out, like, that I wanted to say. But then, literally, by the last meeting, it just, like, I was so comfortable, like, speaking.
You know, I think the election meeting was the first time I spoke in a big crowd like that.
Really?
I think so.
You know what?
I'm sure I talked in front of
same for me. Yeah.
Like probably in undergrad, probably something like that, but it's a lot smaller and stuff.
Yeah, same for me. This, I think, one of the most beneficial things.
And it's more intimidating because you're asking them to vote for you pretty much. So it's not just like speaking in front of someone, but it's like, hey, this is why I'm a good candidate, you know?
Yeah. Like I remember I used to have to like memorize each and every single word for it to flow.
Yeah.
But I think by my last meeting, I would just like go up,
wing it,
you know, and then it makes it more natural too.
Yeah.
That was one of the most beneficial things that I've.
But the thing is, what I learned is it gets better because, like, yes, the first time you're talking in front of that crowd, you don't really know anyone, and it was actually I felt like a lot of upperclassmen too.
Yeah.
That was surprising.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And then you start knowing more and more people. Like everybody starts knowing each other.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much talking with a big group of your own peers, your friends, like you know what I mean, colleagues, all of that.
Yeah.
So it gets easier because I feel like now when I have to go in front of the crowd, it is a little intimidating at first, but it's not as bad.
Yeah. I would say always one word of advice to all presidents is like at every meeting, introduce yourself. Because there's going to be someone in the audience that hasn't been to your club meeting before. And then you're literally just like introducing the speaker and the presenter, and then they don't know what club they're at.
Okay, give your. Okay. You have to think.
Alright, there's one thing I always memorize for like every single meeting. I told her, I was like, this is my key phrase to go to, just so like I can start off with something familiar and I feel comfortable at every single meeting, and I would be like. Okay. She's
so scared out in front of a camera.
Right. Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming to our first SSHP lunch meeting of the semester. My name is Grace and I am the president of SSHP. SSHP stands for the Student Society of Health Systems Pharmacists, and we are an organization that's dedicated to helping the students, you guys, learn more about hospital pharmacy, clinical pharmacy, as well as residencies. And then I would go into introducing like either the executive board if it's the first meeting, or like the speaker.
Okay. So you do this every time?
Every time, okay. But nobody caught it. Nobody was like, you repeated that from last semester. So
well, I feel like.
And some people don't go to choose meetings.
Yeah, I feel like my first meeting was the April meeting? I don't remember. But I feel like I didn't see you speak too much in front of me.
Yeah. By that time, you just like literally want to get your elect in there.
Yeah.
Every opportunity for them to speak, like you want to get them in. I think it's like next semester you'll have to like speak a lot more.
Yeah. And I'm practicing with you guys with the camera.
No, she's a natural, so she'll be killing it. Yeah,
But so now Grace is gonna be off to her rotation soon. She just got her white coat, and so I think we're gonna catch her after rotations. Maybe
I'll let you guys know how everything goes. Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
We had a lot of fun. I learned so much from her. She's so great. She's so she like glows up the room and stuff.
Aww.
You know? Yeah. And then she wants to do this video with me too. So brownie points. All right, guys. So we're gonna end it here. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
I never know how to.